Hi, everybody. Hello there. It's Monday, May 2nd, 2022. I can't believe it's May already. It really doesn't feel like May. But anyways, it'll get there. My name is Verna Mullen from StampinNotes.com, and welcome to Monday Mystery Stamping in the Meadow. So called because I actually live in a meadow, and I live in Western New York State. Between two small towns, Canisteo and Greenwood, New York, and I live on a farm. And every Monday night, I host Monday Mystery Stamping in the Meadow. So welcome. And if you don't know what mystery stamping is, I post the measurements ahead of time for you to cut your cardstock and designer series paper. And you really don't know what we're gonna make, and sometimes I'm not really sure, but so anyways, we make a card together, and then lots of times I'll show you different cards I've made, or some way I've changed it just a little bit. And so welcome. So tonight, tomorrow, the new annual catalog goes live. Yay, and if you don't have an annual catalog, let me know and I'll get you one. I can't show you the inside until tomorrow. We're not supposed to do that, but a lot of beautiful things in there. So you can email me at vernastamps@gmail.com if you need a catalog, and I'd be glad to send you one. Also, paper share. We have, today's the last day to sign up for that. And I'll put a link in the comments. Let me grab a sample for you. So you're going to get over 100 pieces of paper, and of all the different designer series papers. And here's some of the beautiful, I forgot what the name of this is. I'll have to look in a minute. But it's kind of a batik looking. It's got lots of blues and gray granite in it. That's a blueprint. Here's another blueprint. Let's do it this way. And here's gray granite. Let's find another one. But anyways, all of the different designer series paper from the different packages will be labeled, so you know what it is, and you'll get a piece of it from each different designer series paper stack. And it's a nice way to get to know, to have a little bit of everything to use and to see what it's really like, because usually it's way more beautiful when you have it in hand than just looking at it in the catalog. So I'll have a link below the video if you want to register for that. So I'm going to turn the phone down now. So look away a minute if you get dizzy or thirsty. I'm going to go down and my laptop. And just check in here. So also, if you're interested in any of the bundles that are in the retiring annual catalog, which, let me see, which some of them will carry over, like trying to think of a set that's going to carry over. And you can't get it as a bundle, unless you'll have to buy it separately, the stamps and dies. Where if you buy it as a bundle, you will save 10%. So you might be aware of that. The Butterfly Brilliance that I used last week, the butterfly dies and the beautiful butterfly stamps is a bundle. You can buy it as a bundle right now until midnight and save 10%, but after tonight, you'll have to purchase them separately, the dies separately from the stamps. Okay, so anyways, this was some of that. You can see this print better here. And I'm just gonna go back and get my computer back in a different spot here. Busy today. Worked on a card swap for For some reason, I cannot see comments. So if you are here and I'm missing you, make sure, understand that it's because I can't see the comments at the moment. Anyways, last week's winner for commenting was Lucy Storing. So Lucy will be getting a little something special in the mail. And I'm going to go ahead and start. So our clues for this week, we have cardstock that's 4 1/4 by 11. And I'm using basic black. And I'm going to bring that in. And we're supposed to score that. So we're going to score it at 2 1/8. So here's 2 on my trimmer. 2 1/8, and it's going to be the second tick mark after the 2. And this is scoring cutting blade, so I don't want to use that. You want to use your scoring blade. 2 1/8 and 5 1/2. Right there. And this card pattern is from Rachel Tessman. So once you have that done, you are going to, here we go, I'm going to expand my picture. Okay, once you have that done, you're going to take your bone folder and just burnish that. And you'll see we have kind of a Z-fold going on here. And then I'm going to burnish it this way too. All right, so this is what it looks like. Okay, we've got that Z shape going like that. And the next thing we're going to do is we're going to do some stamping on the white cardstock that you have. So you have a piece of white that is 3 3/8 by 4, or vanilla. And then you have a piece that is 1 1/2 by 4. Okay. And I'm bringing both of those pieces in right there. I'm going to grab a piece of scrap paper. Okay. And the set I'm going to use tonight is a new set that you will be able to purchase tomorrow. It's a bundle. It's called Nature's Prints. And it has beautiful sentiments. I love the script on here. And it has very beautiful nature images of plants. There's this, and this one looks like wheat and some other kind of grass and a fern. There's a flower here. There's an artistic stamp here for background. And then there's these wonderful sentiments here. And the die cuts, we have these little die cuts here. There's a tag. This is for some of the floral images that are on there. And I gotta grab 2 other ones. There's this one. I love this. So it's like a large wreath shape. And there's these little grassy stem, floral, I don't know what you call them, shapes there. So anyways, we'll start with, I wanted to show you what I was using. And I'm going to start with stamping my sentiment. I'm going to stamp it in Memento black ink. And I'm going to stamp, this says "You're on my mind." And this is a cling stamp set. I'll stamp it right on there like that. You're on my mind. All right, and I'm gonna bring in, I think the fern from the stamp set. And I'm gonna stamp that in gray granite. I know technically ferns aren't gray or granite, but we'll pretend it's a fossilized fern. Okay, so this is really pretty. I'm gonna stamp it off the second time, going like that. See, you're on my mind. And I think I'll just bring another fern lightly here, like that. Okay. And then I have a piece, you have also a piece of white or vanilla that's 3 3/8 by 4. And we want the 4-inch side going horizontally this way. And again, I'm coming in with the fern image. And this second stamping is called second generation stamping, and you can even do a third generation. Oh, don't do that. So that's from this. So I'm gonna wipe this off. And then I'm gonna turn that piece of cardstock over and redo that. So sometimes to prevent that, if you have a stamp that's giving you a problem with that, you can just cut this extra edge off here. All right, so let's turn it this way. And there's the third generation, very light stamping. And I think I'm gonna bring a little bit down, coming down here like this too, because of what I've got on the back there. That'll help hide that. Hey, Margaret. Oh, no problem. The only thing I've done so far is I cut and score my cardstock so that it looks like a Z, looks like this. Okay. And I've stamped this piece of basic white that's 1.5 by 4. And the other piece that's 4 by 3 3/8. And if you want to go ahead and do that, I'll wait a few minutes. And Margaret, I'm using the Nature's Prints stamp set and dies, that bundle. Okay. All right, so we've got that done. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my Z-fold card. I've got this little, I'm going to lay it so this little flap is up like this. And this is a card from, card sketch from Rachel Tessman. And I'm going to go ahead and place my sentiment on the top part of this like that. I'm bringing in my glue. Okay, so you want it with just about, that's probably what, 1/8 of an inch from the top, or 1/4 of an inch. All right, so that will fold up like that. Now we're going to take, it's not sitting, sit down there. You have the inside sentiment piece. You're going to open it up, and this is going to layer about the same distance from the top as it is on the sides. Excuse me. Right about like that. And then we have some layers of designer series paper. I think one was 1 by 4 and one was 1/4 of an inch by 4. There's different patterns there. And we're going to layer them on this. You can either do it this way, running a little bit above, or you can separate them out like this. I got to find my other small one here. Okay, so this one, I've got to trim down to 1/4 of an inch. I'm gonna use this side over here because it's easier to hold it. Or 1/2 inch it was supposed to be. I was like, man, that is really small. All right. So I'm gonna add some adhesive here, and I'm using the Sun Prince Designer Series paper. Please comment, or please share your cards on Inking Joy Stampers on my Facebook when you're done. I'd love to see them. And this has that the beautiful blues on the back of it. It is really, really, really lovely. Very lovely. Nope. All right, I'm gonna bring another piece down here. I'm gonna grab a piece to trim. Or I should say add another piece down there. On tour, I was gonna, but something happened then. I can't remember what it was, and I couldn't. I'm just gonna make this 3/4 of an inch wide. So I've got to go back and go over it. And this is another pattern of that same Designer Series paper. So just use varying sizes. And we'll put that on there like that. So we have these nice layers. Okay. So this is what we've got so far. Now I'm going to open. No, I'm not. I can take that back. I'm going to add, there's a piece of Designer Series paper that's 4 by 4. And that is going to sit on the front here like this. Okay. And it's going to open like this. And because I don't want the blue showing on this card, I'm going to add another 4 by 4 piece to the back of this. Here's 4. 4. But if you're using both of these colors, you don't have to do this step at all. And I'm just gonna put these two together. Wrong side to wrong side, like that. So it will show the gray granite on both sides. And now what you're going to do, so we're going back to the front, this flap here. We're going to add this onto that. And you just want to make sure it covers what's underneath here. Of course, you don't have to. You could have some of it showing if it was different. I did that on one of the cards I'm going to show you. So make sure when you glue this down or adhere it, you want to only put adhesive this far on it, because underneath here is the inside of your card. So you're not going to go all the way down the length of this with adhesive. Or you won't be able to open the card, and we don't want that. Okay. So this card now looks like this. Oh, Teresa, I know all about, usually it's stones we're picking out of the hay fields. Yep, that's a lot of work. So this is a vertical Z-fold card, and the card recipe is from Rachel Tessman. All right. So it opens, it looks like this on the inside. And up here, I'm just going to put, she had a strip on the front of this, but I don't think I like it with a strip up there. I think I'm going to leave it like that. And I'm also, you could stamp on this if it was a different color. I'm going to put a piece of designer series paper there. Yeah, that I'm always really sore after back breaking work like that. So I'm going to make this about 2.5 by 4. You can make it whatever size you want. And I'm just going to put this in here, centered. All right, so it's only 4 inches wide, so it won't go the whole length of the cardstock. And then I'm going to do a little, I think I'll die cut that wreath and put on the front here. So I'm going to bring in my mini. Oh, you're welcome. Well, let's see if that die will fit in the mini. It might not, actually. So this is a die from the Natural Prints dies. No. I'm rethinking it. I'm thinking just some ribbon. I'll show you, I did some variations on some other cards, but for this one, I'm going to bring in that white organdy ribbon. And I've got a new spool here. See if we can get this open without tearing the ribbon. Probably not at this rate. Okay. I'm going to use about 18 inches. And I'm going to put it around here like this. SweetNotes Card Club. I will announce that probably Wednesday. I'm excited. We're going to use something new from the new annual catalog that goes live tomorrow. So that will be fun. And we'll trim our tails here. You mean the wide white ribbon? I do have some of that. This one? We could try this one. That would be pretty on it. Let's give it a go. Let's see if I can do a, oops, oh bugs. I think I've got another thing of it. I wonder if I just did some, I'm going to try something different. I'll get some Seal Plus on here. I'm going to lay this down. And since I ran out of enough to do a bow, I'm going to do a loop and then add something to that. We want just a tad on here. Sorry, I'm down out of camera. And let's add a blue dot there to hold that. Actually, I can use a Seal Plus. Right up in here. All right. Now, I personally would like this glued down, and I think I might do that. Just adhere this down. I'm going to adhere that, hold that a minute. And then I'm gonna make a few die cuts with these. I'll bring the mini back in because I know these will work with the mini. And please excuse my table shaking. Oh, you're so disciplined, Margaret. I loved both of those, March and April. Okay, so these are those little dies. I'm going to do 3 of them. Sorry, I got to turn it this way. Okay, so there's 1, 2. There's a second one, and I've got to run through and do another one. We'll do 4 in case we need a little piece stuck in there. All right, and what's nice about this little mini is not only its size, but the plates are numbered. So, and there's directions on the base plate here. Mine are worn down now, but tells you what plates to use for different cutting things or embossing tools. All right, so these are gonna go, I think I will tuck them, nope, I think on the front here. I'm going to put a piece of twine around them, like a little bouquet. 1, 2, and where did my other one go? Okay, I cut 4. Well, we'll go with 2. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to stick them on here with a little bit of this glue. Yes, I do. And the dyes like blend in with my floor. I'm always afraid I won't find them and then they'll get vacuumed up somehow. All right, so that's on there like that. And actually, we could do twine or we can do, I think I'll do black baker's twine. And And the baker's twine is from, comes in a pack with 4 different colors. It's like black, very vanilla, I think gray granite, crumb cake, white. I think I said more than 4 colors. I got ink on my thumb. I tend to like to do a double with the baker's twine, double bow, or double twine. All right, and we're gonna put this right on here like this and trim this length just a little bit. I'm gonna grab a glue dot. Okay, I like that, Margaret. That was a good idea on that thick ribbon. So this says you're on my mind, and you open it up and it has this beautiful designer series paper on the inside. Okay, I'll show you some other cards I did with this. This is the first one I did, and I used the blueprints from the Sun Prince Designer Series paper. And I've used the brass and copper, I don't know, there's like brass, copper, and gold gems. And then I've used the new In Color metallic ribbon. And the inside looks like this. This shows where I put adhesive below where I should have on that. So you want to watch that. I'll have to cover that with something. I really love this stamp. I like that a lot. And again, I think I'm gonna adhere this down so it's one piece and opens like that. Oh, that's a good idea, Teresa. The magnetic bowl, great idea. And then this card, I've used You're on My Mind. I've used Soft Succulent and touches of that with the navy and the gray granite. This is the wreath die here. And I've used that punch, came out last year, the Flowers and Leaves punch, to make this little flower here. I just took a sponge dauber on the edges of the petals and bent it up a little bit and used the Waves of the Sea rhinestones. That's probably not the right name of it. On the inside looks like this. This is solid, but I probably designer series paper should be on there. Then this is that, I don't know what kind of a leaf that is, but I love the design of it. Shows all the little parts of the vein. And then this is the layers of the designer series paper, and you can use any width you want here. So those are my cards featuring the Sun Prince bundle and the Sun Prince Designer Series paper. And I will post them, and I'll post the measurements later. And I hope you have a great evening, and I'll be back on Wednesday. You ladies take care, and thanks for joining me tonight. Have a good evening. Bye.